Good day, good evening, or good morning, whatever it is. You picked the right video with the right guy to cover your Pelican sports. Pelicans Daily presented by Fan Arch. I'm your host, Dylan Bruton. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. You know the deal. You know this is not a fire drill. All right, shout out to V's. Hey, well, appreciate y'all for the love and support. Truly, truly. I like I said, yo, I just be smiling sometimes when I read through the comments and I go do my own little film study on myself and critique myself and what I got to do and improve. And I appreciate y'all for the love and support, and I appreciate y'all with the constructive critique, all that. That's the only way you get better. Iron sharpens iron. So I really appreciate that. But let's get right to it. So, as we all know, there's been a lot of hate being thrown at us. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been through enough. We've suffered plenty, and yet people still want to cast down and throw rocks. You know what I'm saying? From the most fragile of glass houses in existence. But hey, this is why I say a new dawn and a new day is upon us. Why? Because President Dumars is standing on business. Thank you, OG. Thank you. Thank you. Man, all these experts, all these so-called analysts, can you go out and get a bucket? I want to know. Can you go to your local YMCA and get a bucket? Because if you can't, please shut the hell up. I'll say it to their face. Dead ass. Word to my word to everything I love. If you can't go to a gym right now and get me a bucket, I don't want to hear a damn thing you got to say, especially about the Pelicans. I don't. Because if it's not rooted in actual objective fact, if it's not rooted with an analysis that comes from watching us and knowing the team and knowing the culture, you don't know jack. You don't know none. And I'm glad that President Dumars is bringing that Shreveport energy, okay? All right? Standing on business. So he got asked about, his thoughts about the critiques on the Derrick Queen trade, making a trade for the making a trade involving our 2026 first round pick. And you know what? You know what he said? He said, after we drafted at 7, we started from 9 and went all the way until we got a deal. When you identify a player that you think this can be one of the foundations here, you go and get him. That's what we did. Can't argue with the man. Can't argue with the result. Can't argue with the track record. Sure, I know someone's going to say, well, he drafted Darko. Ah! And yeah, look, no one is immune. No one is gonna be perfect. Now, granted, that was a big miss. I can't I can't even lie. Hey, but he drafted Tayshaun, who they won a chip with him in 2004. So you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to look that there's always a rhyme and a reason. And obviously he saw and believes in Derrick Queen. He sees the potential. He sees the skill. He sees his high level ability in terms as a scorer, post player, interior presence, floor spacer, ball handler, extraordinaire all. The ceiling is incredibly high for Derrick Queen. He's got the right attitude. He's got the right moxie and swag, the chutzpah, everything that you need to become a star and to be someone that people remember. He's got all the intangibles. I talked about Jeremiah Fears, but we can't downplay Derrick Queen either. We cannot. So, hey, President Dumars, you ain't got to explain none to me. Hey, you ain't got to explain none to me. And for the fans who are standing 10 toes and standing on business, you ain't got to explain none of this as well. Because we know what you're doing, we see what you're doing, and we respect what you're doing. You have a track record, and we know you care. And that's all. At the end of the day, that's what you want from your leadership. You want them to care. You want them to be invested. That's the only way that you're going to see a profound impact and effect. Simple and plain. It's not too complex. It's not too complex. But, hey, Derrick Queen, yo, this is the type of stuff that I like. This is why we make draft day trades. This is why we draft players like you. Derrick Queen, if you're watching this video, my man, hey, I just gotta hit you with one of those, man. Yo. So Derrick Queen got asked as well because, again, like I said, there's been a lot of scrutiny that has been thrown upon our names. There's been a lot of people who are looking to cast out their own projections and be like, oh, it was a terrible trade and blah, blah, blah. You don't reach for a player like him, blah, 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 whatever, right? Man, so, the first story came from Andy Quake. Gotta shout him out because he's been doing this thing too. As much as I talk about Mr. Lambert, Andy be doing his damn thing too. So we gotta give credit where credit is due. Allow people to smell their flowers while they can still smell them. You know what I'm saying? They got an interview from Derrick Queen, and they asked about, if the detractors and all of the people that have been throwing hate, if it's giving him extra fuel. And he said, absolutely. He said, yes, definitely. I'm going to say, I don't think nobody in that 2026 class is ever going to be better than me. Whoo! Whoo! Talk that! Now, do I share that sentiment? No. But that's the attitude. That's the belief that you have to have in yourself. You want to think about all the greatest players in the NBA. What do they have in common? Belief in themselves. You think they were sitting around, I'm cool, I'm okay, I'm all right. No! They thought they were the bee's knees. They thought nobody could touch them, see them. They thought they were the baddest. They thought they were a bad mother. Shut your mouth, right? They thought nobody is seeing me. Nobody is messing with me. That's the mindset. Again, it all goes back to the mental. When you believe, you achieve. Simple and plain. When I do these videos, I say to myself, I look at the rest of these Pelicans content creators. They ain't seen me. Like, I say that with all politeness, and I say that with all confidence that's rooted. Because the confidence that I have, shout out to Jadakiss. And I'm not cocky, I'm confident. But when you tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. I know what I'm capable of. I know what kind of doors that I can open. I know what I'm able to do. I'm the imposter syndrome. I know that's something I'm working on daily and actively. And I can hear that in Derrick Queen. I see it. I believe it. There was a reason why the young man was a 5-star prospect. There's a reason why the young man was the best player on one of the better teams in the NCAA this past year. There's a reason, right? There's always going to be steps, and there's always going to be traces in a path of success. Success leaves clues. So I love the energy. I love that. That's exactly how you have to feel and think. And it'd be different if he wasn't like, if he was like just a guy that came out the blue and out of nowhere. People might be like, I don't know about that. But he earned the right to talk like that. Did we not see what he just accomplished as a freshman? And he said, I block out all the noise. Yes. See, that's a young man who was raised well. That's a young man who was given a foundation and an actual path to success. As someone who, again, is going to move mountains. He's not going to trip over the molehills. He's going to move mountains. Why? Because he ain't worried about y'all. He ain't worried about the people throwing shots. He ain't worried about the people who got to clock in at JCPenney that want to say, he's no good. He's going to be a bust. Look at you and look at where he at. Okay? Be real. Be real with yourself. Humble yourself. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to throw shots, I was going to say, you're going to throw shots at the king, but his last name is Queen, right? You best not miss. So I love the attitude. I love the mindset. And he said, Joe Dumars got a lot of faith in me. Most of these guys I beat on in high school, so it don't really matter. I love this young man, truly. Hey, I love it. That's exactly the mindset. He's like, look, if I was beating on these dudes when I was in high school, what makes you think that I can't do that with access to NBA coaching, NBA trainers, NBA training facilities. You think that this is the ceiling of my game? Mind you, Derrick Queen's 18, 19. He was a freshman. So he wasn't in high school as long ago as I was in high school. I graduated in 2017, nearly a decade ago. So it'd be different for me to be over here. Man, these 2026 cats ain't got it like me. They're going to be like, brother, please, what you talking about? So I love the attitude, and that's exactly, again, he's recognizing that President Dumars believes in me. So it's only right that I give him every reason to keep believing in me, every reason to keep pouring into me. It's a two-way street, right? When someone pays it forward for you, you got to be ready to receive the blessing, one, and you also got to be ready to pay it forward back. That's the way to do it. It's got to be infinite, not finite. You know what I'm saying? And he said on the next year, and the next year when they come and they say geez, I can't read my own handwriting. It's bad. Hey, to that one guy who said, how much is the Benson family paying me? Look, if the Benson family wants to get me a note taker, I'll take that. I'll take that. He said, but when they come back and say, I really can't read this. I got chicken scratch handwriting. It's bad. Like when I take my time to really write, I actually have nice handwriting, but when I get in that reporter mode, it's bad. But anyway, he said, I'm gonna make Joe look like a genius. That's the gist. That's all you need to know. Facts. That is what you gotta go do. Go make President Dumars proud. Go make us proud. Go show why you were picked at pick 13. Go show why we traded up to get you. Go show why we traded a 2026 first round pick unprotected from the Bucks, who may or may not be moving Giannis, who may or may not be good next year, right? There's a lot that is weighing on him. There's a lot that is riding on him. But needless to say, and nevertheless, he's got the mindset. He's got the attitude, and he's ready. That's what it comes down to. Are you ready? When the moment calls, when you know what I'm saying, when opportunity meets preparation, can you step up? I had a strength and conditioning coach when I was in high school, when I played football. And this sticks with me to this day. To this day, at 26 going on 27. And he used to say to us when we were working out and we were tired and maybe weren't going as hard or our form wasn't looking as good with certain exercises, he would say, who are you when the pain sets in? Now, right there, and he had like the cadence of a Baptist preacher. Big brother, played in the NFL himself. Just like all-time favorite coach of mine. I looked up to him. You know, he was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Got none but love. And he was just so impactful on pouring into us. Now, granted, if we were cutting up and messing around, burpees on burpees on burpees. Like, don't get it twisted. If our form was looking bad, do it again and burpees, right? But he was the type that he was going to hold you accountable, but he was always going to pour into you. He's always going to give you credit for where you were and give you wisdom on how you could get better. That's great coaching, right? And it just comes down to betting on yourself and having people who are betting on you. And when he would say that, who are you when the pain sets in? It didn't matter what I was doing. It flipped the switch. It unlocked a whole other level and layer. I could feel it. And I could tell with Derrick Queen, right? He's hearing all the detractors. He's hearing people say, "Oh, well, you're not a super athlete. You're not a great defender. Your 3-point shot needs work. Yada yada." He's like, "Look, go ahead. Keep talking. Keep doing it. Bring me, you know what I'm saying, like 50 said in the beginning of Hustler's Ambition. I need you to hate so I can use you for your energy. Please keep fueling me." Right? So I can go Super Saiyan on y'all. Please keep doing that. And when I go out there and ball and I prove President Dumars was right to do what he did, y'all gonna turn around and call him a genius. Y'all gonna turn around and say, whoa, he was a visionary. Oh my God. But y'all in the moment, nah, I don't see it. Nah, bad. No, not good. No. You know what? Everything ain't for everybody. And when you're supposed to get it, that's when you get it. So I got faith. I got faith in this young man. I cannot wait to see him play. I think he's exactly the type of energy we need. If he's anywhere close to, Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Alperen Sengun, someone said Timu Jokic, I don't want to hear a damn thing about this being a missed pick. I don't ever want to see another article. I don't. Because if you get a player with that caliber of skill set, guess what? That's going to be a player that one day is going to help us hoist a Larry O'Brien trophy. Yeah, I said it. The players that I listed, those were all all-star to caliber players. Jokic won a ring. Marc Gasol won a ring. Zach Randolph won a chip with Michigan State in 2001 in college, right? Winning. Look, Houston might win it this next coming year. I don't know. We're going to see. OKC is the defending champion, but hey, Houston is making some moves. So, and Sengun is a big reason why. He's a foundational piece there. So look, if Derrick could be any of those kind of players, that is a pick well spent. 100%. That is a pick well spent. So, moving on to free agency, right? So, due to the mid-level exception, right, we are in a position where we have some leverage, but we don't have a ton. So we have to be very intentional about who we sign. I talked about Clint Capella last video, and in this video, I'm going to talk about Brook Lopez. So Brook Lopez, 7'1", 17-year career, great player out of Stanford, first-round pick in 2008. All-time leading scorer for the Nets, all-star for them, one of the best stretch fives with the Lakers, 2021 champion with the Bucks. For his careers, averaged 16, 6 boards, 2 blocks. He walks so Jaren Jackson can fly. That's how I look at it. Jaren Jackson Jr., right? 50% from the field, 35 from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. Just incredible efficiency. One of the best stretch bigs, and a guy that still is playing at a high level. And this past year, he averaged 13 a game, 5 boards, 2 blocks, 51% from the field, 37 from 3, and 83% from the free throw line. So, hey, Brook Lopez. Oh, first, shout out to Chris Lambert. Can never forget my guy, Chris. Chris, it's not everybody hates Chris over here. Just know that. It's all love. He said that that's a dream situation, and I agree. Right? If we've got our lineup, we've got Eve, we got Carlo, we've got even Hunter Dickinson there, right? As first what are they called? Oh my gosh, why is it it's like at the tip of my tongue. I want to say but basically like we're the 14-15 man of like you're the last guy, but you're on the roster, you're in the rotation. Make no mistake. And that's not going to be forever. Hunter could definitely level up and get more. It's just, obviously when you have veterans who have championship experience, all-star experience, they're going to, experience just weighs out a little bit more. But I would love Brook Lopez on the team. Granted, there's a rumor that LA is looking to make a real push to bring him back, and I totally get it. They need a big. They need a big that can stretch the floor and defend. So he would fit perfectly with, next to LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves. But if we can get Brook Lopez, we can convince him that, hey, look, you got some of the best food here, some of the best music. You got a fan base that is just ready to become rabid and ravenous for this team, ready to ready to stand 10 toes down with this organization. And there's a lot of young pieces that have promise. And all we need is some veterans to help supplement these young guys. I'm all for it, right? Again, 3-point shooting was an issue for us last year. Interior defense was an issue for us last year. So if we're able to, because we were in like the 25, we were 25th in 3-point shooting, and interior and our paint defense, we were like 27, 28. That's not gonna cut it for a championship team, right? OKC had the number one defense this year. The Pistons in 04 have the number one defense, and some argue greatest defense ever. In my lifetime, that's the greatest defense that I've ever seen, by far. So building a team comes down to the components of who you have on that roster. The right pieces have to be there, the right players. So I'm all for it. If we can, we can have some genuine negotiations. Brook Lopez, welcome to the Big Easy. Welcome to the Bayou. Someone gonna take you to Bourbon Street. Bring Robin too, yo. Bring just for the fun of it, yo. I loved Robin Lopez, man. One of the most entertaining NBA players. Just tell him he can't be around our mascot though. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep the mascot safe. Okay, he's a protected investment. So I'm all for it though if we can get Brook Lopez. Truly, championship experience, 15 plus years of experience, all-star experience, multi-franchise experience. I mean, there's just so many things that you can list off for accomplishments for Brook Lopez. And 3-point spacing and defense. We need those things. And from a 7-footer, yeah, cherry on top. Now, my favorite part of the video, responding to y'all. Hey, again, the love has been real. The love has been sincere. I'm so appreciative. Seriously. And if any of y'all ever run into me in real life, just know I'm not on no Hollywood stuff. I'm not on no Varnell Hill, if you ever see Martin. I'm not over here gonna be on that. If we ever meet in person, if I can pull up to a Pelicans game and y'all run into me like, yo, ain't you dude from Pelicans Daily? Look, just know it's all love. We can get a drink. We can have a good time. So sincerely and truly, I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all have been showing me so much love. My journey has been, it's been one for the ages, just in life. And I'm appreciative of everybody that recognizes me where I'm at and where I can go. So much love to y'all. First, I gotta respond to Go Jojo 2397. 150 plus views and 14 likes. And that was like right when the video dropped. He said, bro, it's been consistent. Let's get his likes and subscribes up. Keep up the grind, brother. Thank you keeping the content going. Hey, Go Joe, my man. Thank you. Yes. Look, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, it goes a long way. The channel's been growing. Again, shout out to Mr. Grubb. He laid a great foundation. It would be sacrilegious for me to disrespect all the great work that he did. I had to study his videos, and I said, okay, like he's got his style and thing. I'm going to bring my own style and thing, but I'm going to pay homage. I'm going to always show respect to the veterans and the people who paved the way for me before. That's the way that I was taught. That's the way I was brought up. That's the way that I'm going to teach my future kids who do not exist. I have no kids right now. Don't even got a girl. But when I will, I'm going to bring them up on those same type of principles, those same type of mentality. You show respect to those who paved the way for you to go forth. That's just how it is. And then Vinsman Malateo, hey, we might have did something. He said, you heard it here first, folks. Big Easy Peavy, right? I like that. Maybe someone might just call him Easy Peavy, which I'm not against that either. Pelican social media team. If y'all use any of these though, you gotta cut me a check or give me some season tickets. I'll take those too. You know what I'm saying? We'll work out the logistics about the B&B or the hotel. So I really do appreciate the support. And, also Marquise Brown, 6763 said Micah Peavy will ball out in the Summer League. I agree. I think that of all of our players, obviously, we know Derrick Queen. We heard from him. He got a chip on his shoulder. Jeremiah Fears got a chip on his shoulder. Micah Peavy 100% has a chip on his shoulder. Coach's kid, basketball family with pops and moms. They was grilling him after every single game. Anytime he missed a shot, whatever. 3 colleges. So you know that that young man has been rooted, he has been grown and nurtured in a basketball environment. He's a competitor. He's a dog. That's what everyone says about him. So in a summer league environment where there's going to be so many guys who are going to try to knock off the rookies that got drafted, he's going to come in there and be like, yo, not on my watch. Not on my watch. So I'm excited. And then this is the last comment that I'm gonna respond to, but it's from Kip Too Shy. And Kip, hey, I loved your comment last video, so I gotta continue giving you your flowers. He said, I have a lot of people saying I'm delusional, say that the Saints or Pelicans are going to the playoffs. Look, I'm in the mindset of the Saints go to the playoffs, I'm the happiest man alive. But if we don't, then I want us to commit to the tank. Because at least with the NFL, when you commit to the tank, you get rewarded with a top pick. The NBA, because of the lottery system, you just don't know. But either way, I'm riding with who that. Ain't none gonna change. Ain't none gonna change. I don't understand. These are people who don't have a clue about our team. I blame the media for this because they put people on television who don't know teams and they say anything. Facts. I'll be like, look, no hate, but how did you get this job? Who do you know? Who are you connected to? Good talk, but hey, that's neither here or there. I'm a firm believer that I ain't trying to stop nobody's grind. I ain't trying to block nobody's blessing. People believe them and take this foolishness as the Bible without doing their due diligence on the team. Facts. People do not look up and reference and research. They don't. If you take the words of people who aren't coming at it from a position of critical thinking and objectivity, then you're going to be swayed. They're going to tell you jump, and you're going to say, how high, how high, how high? But they seem to fail to realize that we had about 90% of our players who were injured most of the season. Thank you. We were the most injured team last year. The most. We were projected to be a playoff team. When we made the trade for DeJounte, everyone was saying, yo, watch out for the Pelicans. The Pelicans are going to be nice. A healthy Zion, B.I., CJ, DeJounte, that's a playoff roster. I just listed 4 all-star caliber players. So, no. We gotta be real about the fact that injuries was our biggest Achilles heel, more than anything else. And all the young guys that stepped up in the absence of players, guys like Brandon Boston, guys like Antonio Reeves, they took the opportunity. Eve Missy, they took the opportunity and ran with it. So as long as we keep that same mindset and we stay healthy, and the sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeezy. Sky's the limit. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That is the goal. That is the mindset. They feel because we were 21-62, we were a bad team and making the trade for Queen is stupid because we need it for another lottery pick. But why would we just assume that we're going to be bad so we can be in contention for a lottery pick that we can guarantee we will get? These media pundits don't know what they're talking about. Study the team. Do your research before you make a judgment about them. I'm not going to make any comments on the Hawks unless I study and research them. Thank you, Kip. You a real one. You get it. You understand what I be trying to say. We're not covered like that in mainstream media. So this idea that we should be held to the same type of scrutiny. I'm like, what? Nah. We're a team that's building. We're a small market. But it's all good. When we get there, a whole lot of y'all about to act brand new. On some Mike Jones. Back then they ain't want me. Now they want me now. A lot of folks is about to show themselves. I was about to say something else, but I caught myself. I'll be catching myself. Y'all got to give me some credit for the discipline, because off the mic, off camera, I'm a little bit, I'm very raw and real. That anybody who knows me. I try to. I'm still myself, but I filter myself. I'm professional. Don't get it twisted. I'm still a professional. I'm an educated young man with a magna cum laude degree to his name. But I'm. You bring me around the kinfolk. You see, you see me. You see me. You know me. That's how I look at it. But facts. People do not do enough research. They take these media pundits' words for grain. They take them straight up without looking at them, in total. That's the problem. That's the problem nowadays. People believe anything they're told. I'm not sitting here saying you should automatically assume the worst, but when people are not coming at it from a good, genuine place, then question that. question, why are you in a position to spread this message? Why are you even giving this message, right? In media, you learn about the 5 W's, the who, the what, the where, the why, and the how. I don't know why they throw it in there, but it's part of it, right? And that explains to you the methodology and the mindset of how media is constructed and how it's thus consumed for the viewers, whether it's y'all, me, anyone else. So I'm in full belief. And yo, it's so funny you say that because I'm rocking my Clark Atlanta alumni shirt. Shout out to the ATL. I got none but love for the A. Seriously. That's like another home to me. But I'm gonna make my jokes. I'm gonna crack my jokes as a NO sports fan. So it's all love though, right? It's family at the end of the day. But exactly, right? You're not gonna comment on something you don't know. Why do that? That's prideful ignorance. No one wants to be around that. Promise you. No one wants to be around that. So, hey, this video is a little bit shorter, but needless to say, I still had just as much fun. And I appreciate all the great comments. Keep it going. Keep supporting. That's the only way this grows. We're getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to Summer League. And I'm so excited. So excited. So I can't wait to break the games down. Stay tuned. You know, there might be some things that go on. I'm not going to spoil nothing, but hey, just stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. You're going to be seeing me. You're going to be hearing me. Don't get tired of me. Hey, that's all I could ask. But needless to say, the love has been real. The support has been real. And so y'all always back. But that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Follow Fan Arch on everything. They're killing the game. Follow the Pelicans on social media too. You know what I'm saying? They're killing the game too. Honestly, I know some people who work with them and yo, they be doing the damn thing. They be doing the thing. Seriously and truly. So, hey, much love. Appreciate the support. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Ciao.